Mr. Faisal Ahmed from Sudan. Now we are in London in front of Downing Street, that means the residence of Prime Minister. You are demonstrating against the President of Sudan. You demand him to appear in front of International Criminal Court, and you said that in Darfur there is still a genocide happening. So what is really happening now in Darfur and also in another region of Sudan?
Hello, we are from Sudan, especially from the West Sudan, is Darfur. We came here today to demonstrate against Sudanese government who arming the militias to kill Darfurians in Darfur. And recently, last week, happened in Guinea, is West Darfur, is kind of burning and killing and moving the people from their villages to the city halls, and the Sudan government acting against them. They move them from the city halls and they kill them as burning their huts. Today here we are in front of the 10 Downing Street demonstrating and telling the UK governments, especially David Cameron, to act against Sudanese government to protect civilians in Darfur.
How can UK act?
UK acts through the two channels. One is from the parliament to make decisions, and other from UN agencies. UK have right to act against Sudanese government to protect civilians. There is other groups from the UK, they have more power and more authority in UN. They have to take act against Sudanese government.
But if the president of Sudan doesn't want to appear in front of the court, what should the court do? Come and pick him? How?
There is other forces. There is forces to how to bring him to the justice. By act, by
which one?
Any act from the UN should be more power to the ICC or International Criminal Court to have a power to control or to catch Omar Bashir, to bring him front of ICC.
So it should become like an international terrorist?
No, yes, should be international terrorist, because we are terrorizing by Omar Bashir, but we are terrorizing by Janjaweed, who armed by who? By Sudanese government. Should be more act from UN or from ICC to catch Omar Bashir, to bring him to the.
Why is the president of Sudan still so powerful? What is at stake? I mean, in the matter of interest.
This is kind of international lobbies, especially what happened in Middle East and what happened especially between war in Iraq and Iran, and what happened in Yemen. That is more saying to give Omar Bashir more power and stay in the government. Even who supporting Arabs that are really strong, and what happened in Darfur is supporting by Arab. That's why Omar Bashir is strong.
He's supported by Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, he's supported by Saudi Arabia because he's now sending army to Yemen to fight against Houthis. But he have armies in Darfur fighting against the civilians. We need protection from the international agencies, especially UN and ICC, to protect the civilians.